Josiah Henson was the little-known man behind one of the most notorious characters in history, Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom.
In talking about Uncle Tom, we have to be careful because it has a legacy rich in racism. The term Uncle Tom has become this derogatory term, but really the character was never written to be that way.
Uncle Tom's Cabin was a massive global success. It sold over 1 million copies in its first year in print and became the best-selling novel of the century.
It was used to put a face to slavery.
It was the great exposure of man's inhumanity to man.
It not only balloons up in sales, but there's also a negative reaction to it.
And then the controversy begins, where people are criticizing the book, saying, how can this be? Blacks being whipped and beaten and tortured, it just can't be.
Harriet Beecher Stowe pushed back by publishing a giant book of all her sources called The Key to Uncle Tom's Cabin.
On page 26 and 27, she talks about Josiah Henson. Henson's life story was integral to Uncle Tom's Cabin.
After more than a century of racism and tens of millions of copies in print, everyone has heard of Uncle Tom. But how have we never heard of Josiah Henson? How has history forgotten this man?
From that time to the present, I have been called Uncle Tom, and I feel proud of the title. If my humble words in any way inspired that gifted lady to write, I have not lived in vain, for I believe her book was the beginning of the glorious end.